What if the worst day of your life is the day that your future self would thank you? Yung something that you're going to look back at one day na magiging proud ka sa sarili mo na nalagpasan mo. For sure, napaisip ka kung bakit hindi na work, ba't ka ni-reject, ba't hindi gumana yung gusto mo, ba't di mo nakuha yung gusto mo. Like, why are you, so- why are we working so hard para lang sa bagay na hindi naman, alam mo yun, certain na makukuha natin. Like, wala naman nagbabago regardless of how much we do it. And if I'm being honest, as much as I can control my emotions, dumadaan talaga siya paminsan-minsan eh. And di ko rin maiwasan yun. And I think that's just what makes us human. We always think na life is moving in just a straight line. Alam mo yun, dire-diretso lang. Pero what actually turns out is that it's a lot of dotted lines. Puro pag-antay, failures, rejections, heartbreaks, closed doors, and minsan loneliness. Whether you have someone or not. Do you know the crazy part? You can never connect the dots by looking forward. It is by looking back. What do I mean by that? Hindi nagme-make sense yung mga bagay-bagay while you're living in it. Nagme-make sense lang yung mga nangyari sa buhay mo when you look back. Thinking na, kaya pala nangyari to for this. I was being prepared for something. That's why this is happening. And most of the time, it's just God, it's just God preparing you for something, putting you the armor for something. So one day, this will all make sense. But until that day comes, how do we keep living? So hi guys, welcome to the fifth episode of our podcast series, or my solo podcast. And the title for this video will be One Day This Will All Make Sense. So I hope you enjoy and sit back and relax. Humans hate uncertainty. For sure. Kasi we have this defensive mechanism or coping mechanism, di ba, na we want to be ready as much as possible. We tend to, we tend to control things as much as possible. And kasi, syempre, sino ba namang hindi gusto maging handa whenever we're stepping into something. And ako growing up, I've always had this, I've always had this knack or passion to be, to be big someday, to be successful someday, or to genuinely impact other people's lives someday. Pero, alam mo yun, there's so much things that the world can offer. And me growing up, I was never great at something. I only became good at something fast whenever interested ako with something. Basically, lumaki akong jack of all trades. So, di sa nagmamayabang ako pero madami akong talent. Naks. Pero anyways, and of course, ever since I realized that I wanted to do content creation, um, nung nag-start na ako mag-commit when doing it, syempre since I was very passionate, I wanted to get results na agad. As much as possible or as soon as possible. Pero, ang tagal eh. Ang tagal before everything started to make sense, before everything started to finally kick in. Kasi, nag-iba-iba din ako ng niche eh. Before, I was streaming or uploading video game contents, then skits, and then also motivational stuff. I mean, ngayon medyo nag-motivational videos naman na ako, pero it was mainly, alam mo yun, in the sense of still biblical. I still wanted to point I still wanted to point people to God or to Jesus. So, yun yung main goal. Not just to give you worldly advice. I still wanted to get you close to the Father. If you've seen my reels or my shorts sa TikTok or IG. And, ayun. But yeah, before, I was just doing it for the sake of, syempre, engagement or what. dun sa mga previous posts ko, I was just mainly looking for myself, looking at myself, not really focusing on giving value to others. Pero now that I'm doing podcasts, no, now that I'm doing yap reels, yung mga nagsasalita, basically yung niche ko is just me yapping. Nagsasalita lang talaga ako. And looking back at it, na ang galing lang. Ang galing lang kasi I've always been the type to give advice to people. Simula pa high school pa ako. I think nagsimula yan sa mga inuman. Kasi alam mo yun sa part sa inuman, yung paglasing na kayo lahat. Lumalalim na yung usapan. And syempre, ako growing up, I really never had someone to talk to. Like, when it comes to serious stuff. So I knew what it felt like not having the advice that you need whenever you need it. So I wanted to be there again for any person that needed advice. And siguro it made me feel good din about myself, made me feel knowledgeable, made me feel smart. Kasi nung high school ako, pasaway lang ako eh. Like, alam mo yun, I was really never the one that studied a lot. Bagsak sa mga, I mean, hindi naman bagsak. Pasado naman sa mga grades, pero alam mo yun, pasang awa lang. Kasi bumabawi lang ako sa mga activities sa mga recitations. Active ako when I'm at school, pero whenever I go out of school, it never really made sense to me to still think about school even after school, pag uwian na. I wanted to enjoy life as much as possible. Ganun yung mindset ko before. And never naman ako nagkaroon ng regrets about it, to be honest. Pero yun nga. Anyways, um, yun nga, dun nga ako nagsimula with giving advice to other people. And hanggang sa ayun, eventually nung nag-start na akong fast forward, nung nag-start na ako mag-content, I never considered it to be my main niche or something that I will be focusing on with me yapping on the camera continuously. Um, but alam mo yung nakakatawa. Even from my previous work before, uh, laging may mga times na kapag wala kaming ginagawa, I will always be the one to think about random alam mo yun, life topics, and then we would all just participate. Like kahit kami lang nung kasama ko nun originally, and then until buong room na laging sumasama sa usapan. And they really always appreciated whatever topic I brought up. Minsan sila na ngayon nagsasabi sa akin na, "Oy JM, ano ka na? Simulan mo na yung podcast." And yeah, nakakatuwa nga siya. Pero, and so, ayun, syempre, since natutuwa sa akin yung mga tao about it, they've always, knowing that alam nila na content creator ako, sabi nila, ba't di ka mag-podcast? Ganun, ganun. Pero ako kasi, ang napag-desisyon ko na before was alam mo yun, games, um, streaming or uploading on YouTube, Twitch, mga ganun. So I never really had the thought of, kasi idol ko si PewDiePie eh, if you know PewDiePie. Okay. So siya yung idol ko growing up, that's why I wanted to pursue content creation eh. So ayun, yun na yung naging mindset ko before na hindi, focus ako with gaming no matter what. Ang galing, akala ko at that time before, that was what I'm going to pursue no matter what. But little do I know, iba pala plans ni God. Galing. Wala ka talagang choice. Kahit gaano ka pa ka-sure with what you want in life, si God pa rin talaga yung may last decision. And ayun. So now I'm looking back at it. Grabe. Ang dami nangyari sa akin na sa life ko that made me prepare for what I'm doing right now. And I'm just really thankful for God for still putting me in this position, in this privilege, to not just to not just show my talents, to hone this talent growing up, naalagaan tong talent na to growing up naturally, but to also be an instrument for him, for his kingdom. And if anything na na-realize ko about that in summary is, alam mo yun, since paiba-iba ako ng niche, trying to see what would work with my content, I never really had fear if it wouldn't work, kasi I knew deep inside it would work. But yeah, I would say na uncertainties alam mo yun, yung pagiging hindi sigurado sa ginagawa mo, it isn't punishment. It is actually where faith begins. Doon ka na susubukan ng tadhana ng mundo, ni Lord, na, alam mo yun, na gaano ba kagusto yung ginagawa mo? How, how long are you gonna, like, how long are you willing to wait for it to take place? For you to finally see results? How bad do you want it? Kasi, kung tutusin lang, if God explained every chapter, what's the point of faith, di ba? Wala nang silbi yung faith. If alam na natin yung mangyayari sa buhay natin, if alam na natin na eventually maging successful naman tayo, magiging winners tayo in life, what's the point of clinging to God? What's the point of praying to God? What's the point of having a relationship with God if we can already handle it ourselves? Kaya nga, di ba, we're made to worship Him. So if you're watching this and you're currently in a position in life where you're still trying to make it through, na ginagrind mo pa, just believe in God. Just believe in what He has in store for you. And keep on being His faithful servant kasi dun ka pa niya mas lalo i-bless. Kasi to be honest ako, I don't think everything that I'm doing right now in this content creation would work if I didn't surrender my life to Him. Ang galing nga, no? Pag sinurrender mo na yung buhay mo sa Kanya, when you give Him everything that you have, ready to lay it all, just to have Him as your God, your Savior, doon pa niya mas dodoblehin eh. Like, alam mo yun, kailangan niya, alam mo yun, sacrifice pa rin talaga eh. Doon pa rin talaga nagpo-fall down eh. Like, how much are you willing to pay for what you want, di ba? For what you want in life. So, ako isa din sa naging motivation ko yun, to be honest, when I surrendered myself to God. Knowing that He is a God that actually rewards. Na hindi mo kailangan mag-rely sa sarili mo, but just to have faith in Him. Just have, alam mo yun, have faith in Him and help Him out at the same time. Alam mo yun. He's not just gonna steer your wheel, but you also have to put your feet on the gas. Kailangan mo pa rin tumapak sa gas for things to start moving in your life. Like, di ba, tulad nga, nung sabi ko yung sa content creation ko previously, ang dami ko ng uploads. I don't know if nasa internet pa rin, pero pinag-delete ko na kasi, syempre, ito na yung focus ko na niche. Pero ang dami kong pinag-upload na ang baba lang ng engagement, ganun, regardless of, for me naman, I can genuinely say without being biased to myself, I knew that it was a valuable content. Maganda talagang editing ko nun. I feel like I was very entertaining at that time, pero hindi talaga nag-work eh. So, alam mo yun. And then when I started to recognize the talents that He gave me and actually nourished it, wala. Ayan, mas lalo nag-work. I mean, doon na nag-start nag-work, doon na nag-start mag-fall things into places. So, I want you to think that don't judge, di ba nga sabi nila, don't judge the book by its cover, di ba? So just because hindi aesthetic yung itsura ng cover ng libro, you're gonna say already na, not really interesting. Knowing the fact that the book already has a lot of great ratings. Knowing na nakita mo, sinearch mo sa internet, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Knowing that fact, that should already interest you. And same goes with God. Knowing of all the wonderful things that He has done to mankind. Not just to you, but to mankind. Are you still gonna have doubts of giving your life to Him when He's actually gonna make you more fruitful? Something to think about. So while you're still in the waiting room, do what you can. Alam mo yun, sharpen your sword. Sharpen your mind, sharpen your heart. While you're still waiting for your moment, while you're still waiting for your opportunity, do what you can to improve yourself. Look at God's signs. Kung ano yung gusto niyang gawin mo in life. If you haven't still found your purpose in life, have a lot of time with just you and God. Just focus on what are the talents that He has gave you. Alam mo yun. What are the talents that what are the seasons in life that He gave you Kasi nandun yung hints eh. Di ba nga tulad ng sabi ko kanina, when you look back, doon mo marirealize kung ano yung pinaprepare sa'yo ni Lord. Di ba? Doon yung pinaprepare sa'yo ni God. So you need to live your life. Alam mo yun, you need to and what do I mean by living your life? It doesn't mean to relax, to just only have fun, okay? Don't get me wrong, you still need to have fun. You still need to have rest, 'di ba? Just like Sundays, sabi nga ni Lord, 'di ba? It is a time for you, for yourself. I mean, it is a time for him and for yourself. Kasi you always need a reset kada linggo. And ako growing back, I mean, before I always have this mindset na alam mo yun na I need to work 24/7. Yung mga alam mo yun, yung mga typical motivational videos na nakikita mo online and wala eh. Idol ko before was Andrew Tate. Gusto ko yung mindset niya before so as a man when you don't know anything better, siya talaga yung ilulukapan mo. Like if wala kang role models growing up. So it felt like a good thing to listen. It felt like a good mindset to have when you're always alone most of the time. To just alam mo yun, to just suppress your emotion, to just work. Pero alam mo yung another amazing thing na discover ko nung nung binawasan ko ng isang araw yung linggo ko, when I really dedicated it to just something that is valuable for my life. Like of course, si God on Sundays, and also I gave time mostly for myself and for my loved ones and for people basically that I value, that also that bring value to my life. So I give time to those. So basically, hindi ko na hindi na ako nag-stress. I started to not stress anymore with life. And yun nga, again, on Sundays, nagpahinga na ako. Mas doon pa ako naging productive with my days moving forward. Mondays to Saturdays. Ang galing. Siguro nga kasi, you can't just go to war and expect that you'll win. You still need to, you still need to plan out. Without planning, you're just gonna be swinging your sword all the time, not knowing if it will hit or not. You're just gonna keep on conquering things, not knowing if you're on the correct kingdom. Ooh, bars. Makes sense ba? Feeling ko maganda naman yung tinatry kong sabihin. Okay na yun, gets mo na yun. And we always confuse life as, alam mo yun, when winning in life, we always confuse it as getting the result right away. We always confuse God that the only blessing that He gives are the wins in life. Yun lang yung nakikita nating blessing. But we tend to forget that blessings can also sometimes sounds like not yet. Hindi pa pwede. Rejections. Naisip mo ba yun? Like imagine if hindi ka pa pala ready to take the thing that you want in life. Imagine gaano kasakit yun when you already have it and then immediately in a snap lose it. Mainly because you aren't ready yet. So ganun ka-perfect timing yung si God, di ba? Na He doesn't give you it right away. It's either He's testing you or He's making you understand that you are not ready for that thing yet. You need to prepare more. You need to become better, di ba? You need to become more mature. You need to become more disciplined. And most of all, you need to become more humble. And napaka-important ng pagiging humble. Like not life. It's really God that will make you humble in life. Kasi, alam mo yun, when you become too much living into yourself, you tend to miss out a lot of things. Like, nagiging ikaw na yung kabayo na, yung may, alam mo yung may takip sa mata. Nakakalimutan mo na tumingin sa gilid-gilid mo. Nakalimutan mo na tumingin sa paligid mo. Knowing that there are already a lot of signs. Tulad nung sa akin, again, kwento ko ulit, yung before I started content, I've always received a lot of compliments whenever I talk, whenever I discuss about things, whenever I ponder about things. But I never really, alam mo yun, never really thought about it, regardless of how many signs I've received to try and pursue it because I was actually good at it. Hindi naman sa nagmamayabang ako, pero yun ang nakuha ko lagi from other people. So, kasi wala eh, nakaset na yung utak ko with this thing, acting like a god, acting like I am my own god. Like, nasobrahan ako sa mindset na you are the master of your own fate. Yung ganun. But no, it's not me. I'm not the master of my own fate. I'm just the captain. I'm just a captain sailing in the seas. And that sea is made by God. The sea is made by God. It is controlled by God. So I'm only there to navigate, but still I have to trust God that He will get me to the promised land, to what He promises that He will give me as His faithful servant. Diba? Regardless of how much I stumble, I just needed to trust in Him. I just needed to move. I just needed to sail. If nakaabot ka sa part ng video na to, I want to bring you value here. Yun naman yung goal ko. Not just to not just to do not just to upload whatever and then hope that it would work. I mean, because I want to give thanks to people that actually give time to me. You spending your time watching or listening to this video or podcast. So what would be the practical things I would advise? Not just for you, but for myself, since we're all in this together, High School Musical. We're all in this together, this phase in life and we're trying to pursue something. We're trying to achieve something. So one is stop demanding certainty. Diba? Nakalagay sa Bible yun na you don't have to see everything. You just have to trust in God. You just have to see the next step. So kasi we tend to be more, alam mo yun, we tend to overthink a lot of things na if mangyari to, kailangan ko gawin to. If mangyari yan, kailangan ko gawin yan. Alam mo yun, sobrang dami mong iniisip when you can just take one step and see what happens. You just need to trust in what you know right now, the wisdom that you have right now. Kasi masyado nating iniisip when we're only limited, when we're only human. Alam mo yun, tinatry nating maging perfect agad when we're still practicing things. When we're still preparing for things, to be ready for things. Okay, you don't need to see the whole map. Kasi what's the point of having the whole map kung wala ka namang matapakan? Kung hindi mo naman magalaw yung paa mo. Next is keep showing up. Diba? What's the point of your motivation right now if you don't, alam mo yun, if you don't show up always, if you're not reliable? How can God rely on you for the blessings that He's gonna give if you're not always gonna be there to get it? Like, does it make sense to you kung bibigyan mo pa ng chance yung isang tao kung sasayangin lang niya paulit-ulit? That's just the same with God, I think. Diba? Like, you don't need to be 100% every day, diba? You just need to make sure that you never go zero. 1% is another, alam mo yun, 1% is another progress. It still counts as progress regardless if someone is making it 90% today and you're only at 2% today. It's still the same. Kasi you'll never know, alam mo yun, you'll never know kung kailan ka ulit magiging 90 to 100%. So you just keep showing up kasi everything will stack up. Diba? Progress will always show results. If there's no results, then you didn't invest in progress. And as long as you have discipline and faith, stoppable ka dun, bro. I'm telling you. That's what I'm feeling right now, actually. Mas lalo na I have Jesus in my life. Oh, boy. Sabi ko sa'yo. And last advice would be keep becoming even when nothing is happening. What do I mean by keep becoming even when nothing is happening? Prepare yourself. Prepare for the opportunity that is going to arrive. Kasi not all the time, alam mo yun, not every time you're gonna be ready for something. even the rain doesn't ask for people to, alam mo yun, even the rain doesn't ask for approval if okay lang ba umulan ngayon. Like may lakad ka and then uulan. May gagawin ka and then may gagawin ka sa labas and then uulan. And alam mo yun, ito, wait lang, may naalala ko bigla and I feel like I have to share this on this video. So last Sunday, this week, kasi right now is, I'm recording August 5. So, kailan yun? Last Sunday, August 2, okay? After church, after watching Spider-Man, um, my plan the whole day was already to shoot content outside, specifically sa parking lots. So what happened was, I was with my high school friends, very close friends. After eating outside, mas lalo pang lumakas yung ulan. Mas lalo naging pangit yung panahon. I mean, chill lang naman, pero alam mo yun, how would I be able to record outside kung maulan or madilim yung panahon, 'di ba? It wouldn't look good as far as I know at that time. Pero alam mo ang nangyari at that time? We were just together the whole time kasi syempre hindi rin sila makauwi. And like almost I think 8 to 9 hours naging magkasama kami the whole day. And you know what happened at the whole day? Aside from us actually confronting each other, being mature friends. Kasi alam mo, we were never really the type of friends that would confront each other. Like as long, most of that, I mean, palagi lang kami chill about each other. Like masaya lang, happy lang, ganun lang. We always, alam mo yun, we just wanted always the company of each other kasi chill lang kami lagi, walang drama, ganun. Pero at that day, that was that day that we became more honest with each other. And that really meant a lot to me. Kasi I've always had this feeling that I wanted to talk to them, really deep, pour my heart out. Kasi we really never did. Since high school ko pa kakilala yung mga yan. First year high school pa. So how many years have we been friends? Pero we really never talked about deep stuff wherein it would put us out of our comfort zone. So ayun, aside from that, hindi yun yung favorite ko pang nangyari. The next thing was my favorite thing about that day. We talked about God the whole day. We talked about Jesus the whole day. We talked about how He changed my life, about what I know about ever since I started my walk with Christ. So grabe, no? Like, siguro din kasi Sunday nun. And alam mo naman, di ba? Tulad na sabi ko kanina. And of course, sabi ni God na hindi ka pwede, he don't want you to work on Sundays. You need to rest on Sundays. You need to either, give it as a reset for yourself or dedicate it to Him. Either way, it should point back to Him. So ano nangyari at that day? I was used by Him that day. Obviously. And grabe kasi yung mga kaibigan ko na yun. They were the ones that actually opened the topic. Like completely opened the question for the whole thing to start up until kailangan na nilang umalis kasi anong oras na and tumila na yung ulan. But it was just amazing about how God will use you if you just let Him use you. So when you have this, alam mo yun, light bulb in your mind wherein you can talk about God, where you can share Him to others, especially for those that haven't surrendered their lives yet to Him, use that because that is the Holy Spirit talking to you. So, grabe. And as much as I'm the type to be to always love to be productive as much as possible, especially kapag napagplanuhan ko na, I never really regretted having that time. Kasi, hello, sino ba ako? I'm just a servant, so I want to serve Him as much as I can or as much as possible. So, grabe, I was just so blessed to be used that day. Again, everything for His glory. So, yeah. Kaya don't stress about it. Knowing the fact that God already has great plans for you, you don't have to stress about life. You can just take a deep breath, alam mo yun, just exhale, and know the fact that He has a great reward waiting for you. You just need to be faithful, and alam mo yun, you just need to work while you're waiting. So I want to end this podcast by saying maybe today you're in a chapter that doesn't make sense. I don't know what you're going through right now, pero there's this one thing I'm sure of. There's a lot of people out there that has lived long enough and has looked back at some point and said, "Now I understand." Gets ko na kung bakit nangyari yung mga yun. And I'm very thankful because I was prepared for whatever God has in store for me. Because if not, then most likely I won't be able to take care of it. Now I understand because not because life became perfect, but because time revealed what pain couldn't. And one day, this will all make sense. But then, we will keep going. So yun lang muna. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos. The goal for now is just to upload once a week. And as long as, alam mo yun, if willing ni God, then I'll try to upload twice a week. But for now, one thing for sure is going to be once a week. So yeah, I'll see you again next week. Okay. And by the way, I hope you can drop a comment down below to share or I mean, share your life story about how you can relate to this video. And kung ano yung masasuggest mo for the next podcast video, I'll be happy to read it and reply to it. So yun lang. Hope you have a good day. Goodbye.